Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay and I work with SaddleBook. Today I will be showing you how to create and apply points within your SaddleBook event. Let's get to it. Hi everyone, today I will be going through points. So for points, the first step that you're going to want to do is to contact your product champion. Once you've got your product champion on the phone or texted them or let them know that you're wanting to use points, they can then set up your leaderboard as well as allow tagging if needed. And we'll go into what tagging is in just a bit. We can see that we have tags. We also have a leaderboard. To see the leaderboard, you'll go to the 3 bars drop down, go to your dashboard, go to your member drop down, and then leaderboard. And you'll see now there is a leaderboard for us to view our season points. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our event. So we're in our event. We have already completed all of the scoring, all of the results, all of that's been done previous. So first thing that we're going to want to do is to figure out how we want our points. And for that, we're going to go up to our 3 bar drop down, then to the org profile, go down to where you have members, membership, and points. We already have a member date. So if you were going to do your points concurrent to members who are currently members in your organization, you would need to have a membership renew at date. This is the date for which your membership year will end. Then we're going to come down for our points. Our current members points season ends date we will need to have filled out. So this is the date for when your season points end. So for this, it will be 12/31/2023. We're going to scroll down a little bit farther. We have our point award values. So you could give participation points. So we could do 1 participation point for everyone who enters. We could do no score time and points. So if you got a no score or no time, you could still give points to those. If you leave either of these blank, then no points will be awarded. You can also do points per money. Right now, we have it set for 1 point per every dollar earned. We're going to go ahead and just take that out for now, though, because we are doing our points differently. And lastly, we have our placement points. This is the number of points awarded for each placement, beginning with your first place and so on. So we're going to start with a simple scale of 10 to the first place all the way down to 1 to the 10th place. So I'm going to put 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to apply our points to the current members only. This would only need to be checked if you were applying points to your members. If you were just giving points to everyone, you would leave that unchecked. But for this video, we're going to apply the points to the members. You can also apply points by horse. If you leave this unchecked, it will total it as per rider. So if you had someone that rode 5 different horses, they would have all of the points from those 5 horses listed under 1 rider name. So if you wanted to do it per horse, so each horse and rider combination had its own separate points, you would need to have that checked. So currently we have it so that our member season ends date is the 31st. We have our placement points, so the points being awarded to each place. It's going to be applied by current members and by horse. So both of those boxes are checked. And now we're going to go ahead and update and go to the next part. Next, go to your event. So we're going to go back up to our 3 bars, then our dashboard. Then we're going to go into our event. And once you're in your event, we will begin clicking on the tags. So for this race, we have an open, a youth, and a polls. We want our points to be tallied by the open separate, the youth separate, and the polls separate. But then there's also an all-round between the open barrels and the open polls. So for these, we're going to use these little tags over here to set up where those points will be organized. So right now it won't let us tap on the tag just because it's kind of messy with all the buttons. So to get to where we can actually tap on the tag, I'm just going to do Control or Command minus. If you're on a PC, it would be Control. If you're on an Apple, it would be Command. So Command minus. And I'm just going to minus out the screen so that I can grab that little tag. And you may have to do it a little more. See, there we go. Once it turns into the hand, you can grab the tag. If you need to view it so it's larger, you can then Control or Command plus to make it bigger again so you can see it. So these categories are what we're going to use to organize the points within SaddleBook. So for our open barrels, we're going to click on this new category box, type in your category name. For our open barrels, I'm going to call it 4D open barrels. And if you are doing multiple series or multiple races that you are collecting points, you would also want to specify the name of the series within this category name. So if I'm doing more than one series, I would call this 40 Open Barrels Spring Series. That way it's going to keep these points within this 40 Open Barrels Spring Series category name. And then once you have that category name, go ahead and save. I'm also doing that all around. So I'm going to have an all around for the Spring Series. And then save. So that's what that will look like. Once you've clicked save and those tags are attached, we're going to go into our youth. So again, you'll need to have the hand showing. See how it goes from an arrow to a hand. Once your hand is over the tag, go ahead and click. We're going to call this our youth Spring Series and save. We are not attaching an all round because our all round is only within the open and the polls. So the youth has been tagged accordingly and it is done. Next, we're going to go to our polls. We're going to grab that tag. This one is polls Spring Series. And we're also going to click on the all around Spring Series tag that's already been created. So now both of those are attached. And you'll see our race has been tagged. If you were doing a separate race that had its own set of points, like I mentioned, you would want each race to be specific within the title. So if you had another race with its own specific set of points, you would say whatever that race is, whatever event it is, with the series name. And then you would save. And you'll see that it will automatically attach, but because this one's our spring series, we don't need the fall. To unattach a tag, you'll just click on this check mark on the right side of the tag you do not want. And that will attach it to the class. And then you'll be good to go. So now that we're all tagged within where our points should be, we're going to go ahead and attach the points themselves. To do that, we'll start with our open, go to the gear on the right, then to final results, and we're going to click this record 2023 member points. It'll bring up this little blurb just saying points are going to be recorded according to the organization details, which we filled out earlier in this video. So you can go back and check what those were. We're going to go ahead and record points. And then now that those have been recorded, we're going to go back to our production page, click the gear on the right of the class, and then to view the points, go to member points. And now you're going to see where the points have been awarded. So this is broken down within the Ds. So we have our 1D and those who got points within the 1D. It looks like everyone was a member. We have our 2D, and it looks like points were awarded within the 2D. You'll see that Jill Perkins and Ralph Perkins did not get points. This is because they are not members. So they're not members, they didn't get points. However, you'll notice that Jasmine got 4th place and was only allotted 7 points. Naomi got 7th, was given 4 points, and so forth. That's because even though those who placed higher weren't members and didn't get points, the people who are members still were only placed within those lower point sections. So they only received the amount of points attached to that placing. And you can edit points if needed. Say you wanted to give Jasmine the full 10 points because she was the only member within this group to get the higher points. You'll just click on the pencil on the left of their little box, brings them up here. You'll see their score, their place, their winnings, and you can edit their points by editing this place. This won't change their place within the actual race, but it will change the place in which the points have been selected for them. So we'll go ahead and give Jasmine 1st place for this group, and you'll see now she has 10 points. We can go through here and edit each person that has been given a different amount. So Naomi is the next person in the 2D to have received points. We can then change her from her original 2D 7th place to a 2nd place, and that will make her new point value there at the top. And you can do that with each person that should receive higher points if that's how you wish, or we can look at the 3D and view how it would be otherwise, where you have a member getting the points in which they were placed, and those who aren't members not receiving points but still being in their place. Totally up to you. You can do it either way. That is how you would edit points though. So now let's go ahead and go back to our production page. We're going to give points to our youth and our polls. So for our youth, we'll go to the gear, go to our final results, record points, go back up, we'll go to our gear for our polls, final results, record points, and go back to our production page. And like I said, you could go back in and look at each point. For example, we could go back to our youth, go to member points, and this will show you the points within this group for the race. However, we know what our points are. We decided that wherever they fall is totally fine. So we're gonna go with that in mind. So now we want to see how they look within our leaderboard. We're going to go up to our 3 bars drop down, then dashboard. We'll go to the member drop down and leaderboard. And now you'll see that each of them have their own points. So right now, this is the points separated, well, just added together. So these are all of your points. They're not separated by anything. It just shows your points. We're going to use these filters to help keep the points separated. So these category names, these are the category names that you create within the event. That will help you separate points. However, if you're doing category names within multiple races, I don't suggest using that to separate your points. I would suggest using a tag, because the tag you'll be able to keep in check on multiple races where it goes, where it should be going. So for our spring series, we have our open, and that's going to separate within our open. We're going to uncheck that filter. Go ahead and just click on the 4D Spring Series filter. You'll see that it's got all of your open separated within the 1D, 2D, 3D, and 4D. And then down here, those who didn't get points or were not members. And then we're gonna go up to our undo the open filter, go ahead and click on the all round. This is the all round that was connecting the open and the polls. So it's adding the open and the polls together. So you'll see here, we've got all of these, and this is per horse. So it's going to keep them separated per each horse. So we'll see if we can find one. So you'll see Lindsay Dalton on Bubba got 18 points. So that's within 2 events. So you can check on each person's points by just clicking on this little placement bar, and that will show you where the points have come from, how many points and winnings were attached to each place. So it looks like Lindsay on Bubba got first place in the 4D and got third place in the 4D in polls. So first in the 4D in barrels, third in the 4D in polls. And you can view all the way down. And most of these didn't run twice on the same horse. So next, we're gonna uncheck that filter, and you'll see that it separated your youth and it separated your polls. So these are within one series. If you had multiple series, like I had mentioned, you would have a different title. You would have 40 Open Barrels Fall Series, or whatever your new series name is. And multiple filters would be on the screen for you to click through. So now that you've got that, you can share these points by either copying Control-C this URL and sharing it between your group. You can share it on Facebook, you can share it on your website, and that will allow people to come in and check their own points. Or you can always do Control-P or Command-P and print this or copy this and upload this PDF file to Facebook or wherever you need so that people can view your points. As always, if you have any questions about any of these, please let us know, and hope to catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more SaddleBook pro tips.